did that camera connected to him and this camera's connected to the screen? We'll find out in a minute. Appreciate it. That shit had to go. Give me like 60 seconds. I'm trying to start this watch party. Ready as I'll ever be. What it do, baby?
What's up, guys? Damn it, you stole my line. Damn it. Faster. Okay, anyway, what's up, guys? Welcome to episode 20 of The Theatergoers. Tonight, I'm your host, Tony. This is my boy, Tafari. Stealing lines, stealing jokes and shit, man. I don't appreciate it. But we are here to talk about Good Boys. The production from the same guys. This movie is brought to you by the same guys that got you Superbad, Neighbors, and Sausage Party. But I have to admit, they might have... I think the movie's still doing well, but in my opinion, not my cup of tea, really. I honestly think I would have saved my money for this. But T, let's go ahead and Tafari, let's see what you said about this movie so far.
Oh, yeah. First things first, because we completely forgot last week. Rest in peace, Paul Walker. We went a whole Fast and Furious hour and didn't say that once.
Mm-hmm. That's so true. Oh, damn. I didn't realize
I
that.
felt terrible about that one.
Oh, man. R.I.P. Paul Walker. Oh, man. Definitely lost a great star in the whole Fast and Furious franchise and in movies and a great guy overall.
Yeah. Also, if you see us fidgeting where we're experimenting with this Facebook watch party thing, because it doesn't show us half the comments you guys left last week until 2 weeks ago, until afterwards. So if you see me tinkering my computer, that's what I'm doing. Also, sorry we missed y'all last week. We had adult problems. People got new jobs and ish. We have schedules and lives we got to deal with. Sorry. But
That's
we're back.
Right.
For now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, for sure. And then I got the new job. Thank you guys for even caring. Whether you did or you're not, thank you. And then Tafari's putting up the little watch party thing. You can either watch our show on there or watch it right here, the live stream. Either way, call all your friends, families, colleagues, everybody. Make sure they make sure they get in tune with us because we the realest shit on this podcast. Oh, I was going to say this network, but there's a lot of network shows. Watch them all. Don't even matter. But, T, so what you think of the movie, man?
Honestly, I was having a rough time before I went and saw it. So the movie was what I needed for... if you like Superbad, I think you will like this movie. Because this movie is literally Superbad if you wrote it for a middle school perspective. But it didn't do what Sausage Party did, which was all right, I get it. They swear, and then you're 30 minutes in, just all right, what's the point? What else? I got sold on the trailer, and then forgot to expect other things.
Yeah, what I definitely thought was I thought the exact same thing, Superbad, but with sixth graders, pretty much. But man, I could just tell in between Hill, McLovin, and Michael Cera. Those are the three guys from Superbad. McLovin is not that dude's real name. Christopher Mintz-Plasse or whatever is his real name. But those guys were just great and natural when it came to the movie itself and the timing and the comedy and everything. Here, I felt like it was a little try hard, so to speak. I'm going to be real. I ended up hating two of the kids in the end.
Which one?
Especially Lucas, I hated Lucas, the black kid, the most. Oh my god, I'm
No,
sorry.
he was
I
funny
did.
to me, and I love the fact that I love that Lil Rel was his dad. It had to be either Lil Rel or Craig.
Yeah,
Little
right.
Rel or Craig Robinson are like the only people who could play that father role because there was like being because I remember being that goody two shoes kid. Not like I didn't snitch on myself as much as he did in the movie. We have drugs, but I was that character who thought like, oh, everything's got to be perfect and no one should do drugs and keep it off the streets. I said that when I had like 20 cousins around me who smoked weed like all the time.
No, and then the fact that I Lucas had the best parents because he had Lil Rel and he had Donna from Parks and Rec as his parents.
Donovan.
That was the best duo right there. I thought they could have gone a little bit deeper into it, but the whole way they started with veggie lasagna for dinner and then we're getting divorced. Just like
Yeah,
that.
don't tell my
I was
parents.
like,
Yeah,
oh,
that's who she was. I knew I remember her from somewhere. She was from Parks and
ah,
Rec.
yeah. I recognize her
I,
immediately,
I
bro.
know I knew that face. I just couldn't put my finger on the show. She was hilarious in
It's
Parks and
because,
Rec, and she's hilarious as the mom in here.
yeah, no, it's because in Parks and Rec she got short hair, and in the movie she got long hair. That probably didn't help you.
Yeah.
And then the way she was like,
What I got a
like
boogie?
just the whole time.
Yeah. So her
Oh
just
man.
she didn't even say much, but just the was hilarious. Like that was pretty much her character in Parks and Rec.
Exactly, man. And then let me see. And then Thor, the one who kept talking like the most junk and whatnot.
Yeah, but we
Dude.
all had a friend like that who wanted to be like the hard one, but then would wuss out all the time.
Hmm.
And then you get called
No,
dumbass names like
the
Sippy
way
Cup, and that bothers you.
yeah, because this is the way the trio works, right? One guy is too honest, too basically much of a pussy to do anything,
Facts.
and always like snitches. One guy talks all the crap. He never pulls through or goes through with anything he says. And then there's the guy in between. Like he doesn't want to be a full on snitch or a coward, but he doesn't want to talk all that crap and not go through with it. He finds somewhere in the middle. That's why he was the most mature out of. Then that was Jacob Twombly, the main protagonist or the main guy out of the three. If y'all don't know him, he was in the movie The Room with Brie Larson that got her the Best Actress Oscar. He's really good in that as well. Just a shout out right quick.
Nah, I didn't see. Honestly, I didn't know most of the kids or the actors in this movie, aside from like the top billing people who had like some minor character roles.
Right, like Will Forte was Max's dad. And then, bruh, is it just me or are this age's parents like super lenient than from what I remember as a
No,
kid?
when they went to at the end of the movie, when they make it to the party, I'm like, it's got to be like at least 8 o'clock. My ass would have been home. But when you think about it, we all had that one kid in school whose parents just did not care. There's a group of hormonal preteens downstairs, and the first thing she says, "You guys can go down there. I don't even want to know what's going on." I'm like, I literally knew so many mothers like you, and you were the house that got trashed because you let your kids throw parties every weekend because you had whatever going on.
Right. Nah, dude, I'm just. And then what was up with Thor's parents, man? They were like the freakiest couple I've ever
That
not
was
seen in
okay
my life.
when they kissed the blow up doll. It's like, why is it so sticky and why is their hair? And I was like, yo,
Oh my god. Yeah, I just realized that Thor kept calling it a CPR doll. It was not a CPR doll, bro. I was like, what the hell?
no, it
Why does
was
it have such
it,
big boobs, dog?
no, it was one of those sex dolls that people spent a whole income tax check on when they unveiled them last year.
No, totally. Oh my god, but why it has such big ass boobs? That's the one thing that kept coming back to me. I was like, why? Anyway,
Hey
I'll
man,
just
some people got to get it
dog.
in with plastic. If anything, if you need to hump a doll and you're crazy and it keeps you off the streets, God bless. There's an industry for everything.
Um, I loved. Oh my god, Thor. First of all, to have the cojones to even name your kid Thor, like straight up, that takes some nuts, man. Like, what's your name? Thor. Your, were your parents high when they named you that? Like, why?
Probably. Like when you get I don't. Do we see his parents the whole movie, or do we just see all the crap they
No.
have in their house?
Thor. We see Max's parents. We see Lucas's parents because they were the funniest one. We never see Thor's parents except his mom. We see his mom, but that's it.
It was. I don't know. Just
So you know what that means, though, right? That means Thor's mom, even though she seems super mom, like super innocent, that chick is a freak, man.
to the T. Freaks come out at night. When they finally broke out the swing, because I completely forgot about it till the very end.
Yeah, no, I remember seeing that trailer, and I realized towards the end, I was like, the swing, and then, oh wait, come up to my parents' room in 3 minutes. I'm gonna show you something. I was like, oh god, there it is. Oh Lord. Oh
Yeah, I
man.
think the movie did a good job because it legit was like a younger Superbad as far as how the whole story is about. Yes, they want to go to a party, and the story kind of revolves around them having to deal with eventually they all grow up and grow apart, but they'll still always be friends. But like at the end of Superbad, they were all still hanging out. They like parted ways in the escalators, like symbolism. In this movie, they act like life was over at 13 or 12.
I know, and at least in Superbad, they were going off to college, and in this one, they literally started sixth grade and were like 2 weeks into it.
It's been like long enough. I want to get like a Superbad reunion, like same cast, 10 years later, same shenanigans. I feel like that could be done.
I'm pretty. I think that's gonna happen. I think they'll do that,
And then what
but
was it?
it'll be when the kids in this movie are like 25, like something like that. We're gonna be old by
Yeah,
then.
and then I saw the what is it? I went on it was Rotten Tomatoes or IMDb to read the reviews, and there were pissed off parents who were like, "Wow, the kids in this movie were swearing. I took my children to see it thinking it was funny. Wow, I can't believe
Bruh,
Hollywood would let this
it's like,
fly in the
did you
censor."
not watch the trailer?
That's what I'm like. Did
Did you
nobody
not
watch the
watch?
trailer? See the R rating? What did you expect? Like, and the swearing wasn't even that bad. Like the kids in It Chapter 1 swore way worse in that movie than they did in
So
this
much
one.
worse. Yeah. Here they kept saying like freaking and whatnot to avoid that, and then they were cursed when shit blew up in their face, like when Max messed up the drone. That's when he was like, oh, But the kids in you're right, man. They curse way more often than than these kids,
Yeah, the
man.
Rose game in It Chapter 1 was way more savage than this one. They were calling each other sippy cup and dumbass names, like dumb names that bother you when you're 12. Like this movie was based around being 12.
So dumb. That's another thing, man. Maybe it's because it was the whole middle school age that I was just like, I'm not, I'm, I'm not chill with this. Like, I'm just like, bruh, sippy cup, grow the hell
No,
up,
when they had
or
the
smack
what was
that
it? What
dude.
was it called? Scab. They had like the group of hall monitors to protect people from bullies. That shit was funny to me.
When Lucas was like calling, like it was baiting, man, scab, 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 and the other guys are like, bro, shut up, why are you bringing? And then they literally turn around, like, and they're like ready to go to work, man.
Yeah, they formed a whole
I
protective
couldn't
wall and
believe
just like
that.
walked them into the campus.
Hmm.
Well, the judge where
And the
I went to
fact
middle school.
that the
Based
other
on where I
two
went to middle
kids,
school, though, you would get cooked for that too. I'm not even gonna. I mean, I got roasted for like nothing, but still.
for real, but then the other two kids were like, no, Lucas, shut up, man, no, 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 and they were like embarrassed to like be covered around them, and here's Lucas's daughter. Hey,
Yeah, he was
hey.
like loud and proud the whole movie.
Bro, you already know that kid is not gonna grow up to be cool at all.
It was funny to me when they
You
were
know
in the
this, right?
drugstore and he's just talking to the cop. He's like, "We skipped school. I don't care. We have drugs. Leave me alone."
Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why I hated Lucas so much because it was like, bro, like you can't even like keep your cool or like keep it together. You just literally shout, "We came with Hannah. We have drugs." Da, da, da. Like, oh my god! If that was my friend, I'd end my friendship with him like immediately, man.
I mean, who knows? He might grow out of it. He's just like, I know so many kids like him that they were so sheltered. Even in college, they're in like such a sheltered environment. You take them out of it and they get a dose of what real life is, and their whole perspective is just shattered, and they freak out and scream at everything.
Oh man. Either way, dude, it's like I don't know. I hated Lucas the most just because like if I was in that scenario, I'd get rid of him immediately. Like we can still be friends, but we ain't hanging out no more. Especially if we do some kind of crap that would get us in trouble or anything like that.
I don't know. So I was reading. I mean, they did well. So apparently, they were sitting at number one, or they are right now. Budget of $20 million.
Right.
So far, out of like a week and a half, they're sitting at 49. So they made double what they spent. I find it hard to believe they spent
At
a
least,
full
yeah.
20 mil in this movie.
Hey man, I bet a good chunk of that money was because of that drone crap.
Maybe. I feel like they didn't. There's no way they. I feel you could have shot this film for under $1 million, honestly.
And then they would have made so much more money. But 20 mil with the oh, you know what it probably was? A lot of CGI in this because like the highway and everything that they had to cross. There's no way they two of them just ran right across the highway. Ain't nothing happened to them in real life. You already know those cars driving by and the bikes and whatnot were CGI.
Oh yeah.
And anytime you need to use CGI on that crap, man, budget goes up.
I believe it, but as someone who's run across traffic many a times to try to go meet up with girls at the mall, you can dodge cars. Speaking from my dumb youth.
Man. So, oh man, that's the thing. When you don't like a movie, how much can you?
I mean, also Seth Rogen was the one
I'll
like
tell you
helping
what.
produce it, so I feel like they gave him whatever budget he asked for, and it was way more than he needed.
Yeah, no, you already know that Evan Goldberg and Seth Rogen were the ones behind this movie. They were the producers of it.
What else was Evan
So,
Goldberg
you're-
in? I'm blanking.
Yeah.
I'm trying
What
to.
was it? What'd you say?
So what else was Evan in? Because I'm blanking on like his whole catalog.
Any Seth Rogen movie, Goldberg's the producer of it.
True. Speaking of Seth Rogen, let's play a game that I usually do on my Instagram, but because I got so many answers I hated, Amp, you can chime in on this one. All right. So, one person's got to go, like them and everything that they've done in their entire catalog. It's either Jim Carrey, Adam Sandler, Will Ferrell, Seth Rogen. Who do you choose?
Will Ferrell.
Why
That's
does everyone?
easy. Will
No, why was
Ferrell.
everyone choosing Will or Seth like so quick? Like there was no hesitation.
Okay, first of all, whoever chooses Seth does not appreciate comedy. Whoever chooses Seth, you suck and you don't know how to laugh. For everyone that chooses Will, I completely agree. I never liked any of his movies until Blaze of Glory and Step
You
Brothers.
would pick the worst one of
I'm
all.
saying that's what I said. Blades of Glory is probably the one I've seen the least out of all of those films, and it's not from lack of trying.
That's the funniest movie. That was the first movie until I saw Step Brothers because I saw Blades of Glory first. That's the first movie where Will Ferrell actually made me laugh.
Wow.
Really? So Superstar, none of those movies ever did anything for you.
No, I liked Will Ferrell when he was on SNL. I don't like his movies.
That's fair.
So you didn't like Talladega Nights?
That's what I'm saying.
No.
Ricky Bobby
No.
wasn't funny to you?
I don't listen. I'm not a fan and I got nothing.
You didn't like Anchorman.
I love gay people.
I didn't even see the first Anchorman. I went and saw the second, and I laughed my ass off for 2 hours straight.
That takes it out for
You
me.
didn't like the other guys? Dwayne the Rock Johnson is in that.
Oh no, the other guys was another one I was gonna name that I do
Aim
like.
for the bushes.
I even watched Holmes and Watson a little bit, and that's fun.
I haven't seen that
But
one
I'm just
yet.
saying, like Elf, I didn't find funny.
You didn't find Elf
but
funny?
Blaze of Glory,
Elf is
Step
now a
Brothers, and
classic.
the other
It's
guys
literally an
were
American
the only
classic,
ones
man.
I laughed at. Listen, man, I'm telling you.
You know
now,
you want to quote all
first
these
of
movies.
All, okay, wait. It was Will Ferrell, Seth Rogen, Jim Carrey, and Adam Sandler,
Yeah.
right? Okay, Jim Carrey for me is number one. That dude is funny in everything he does.
Yeah, Jim Carrey is a national treasure. I strictly off of Bruce Almighty.
A
I can't get rid of
national
Jim
treasure.
Carrey.
Yeah. No, he's number one to me. Then I would put it goes Carey, Sandler, Seth, and Will Ferrell.
Wait, sorry. Say your question one more time because I was getting the microphone.
So, out of these 4 people, one gotta go. That means them and everything they've produced, created, been in. So it's Jim Carrey, Adam Sandler, Will Ferrell, Seth Rogen.
Adam Sandler.
What?
Done.
How?
Adam Sandler all day.
The longest yard. Billy Madison's got to go.
Are you going to say what to everybody?
No.
I'm just curious. Okay.
No, this is the one where I said it's me. I got to go. This is the one where I have to be the one to leave. I can't get rid of any of these people.
Adam Sandler all day, 100%.
I can't get rid of 8 Crazy Nights. Like that was one of my great.
You're picking all the movies that don't. Oh my gosh! I mean, you have Billy Madison.
Wait.
You have Waterboy.
Who'd
You
you
have
pick?
what? What'd you say?
Okay, these are all Adam Sandler movies. Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, The Waterboy, Grown Ups. Just go with it. These
Right.
are all hilarious.
They're funny, but
movies.
they're all the same.
I mean, that's his whole thing, though. He looks out for his boys.
So
It's
Will
gonna be the
Ferrell
same people in different script, and
where
it
he
works.
just acts like an idiot.
Who? Who just? Oh, he's freezing a little bit. I can't keep up with him. Hopefully, we'll get him back. But
There he is.
Right,
sorry, Tony. I can't hear anything you're saying because you're really frozen.
Sorry, I knew.
Sorry. All right. Yeah, I can hear you now, so you're gonna have to start over.
Thanks, Irma. Wait, wrong hurricane. I didn't even know this one's name.
Okay, Adam Sandler movies, right? Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, The Waterboy. All 3 of those are like cult classics. Just Go With It, Grown Ups. These are all funny ass movies. And you say it's the same thing? Will Ferrell does the same thing in his movies. He just acts like a dumbass.
That's not true. Like, you're being ridiculous right now.
Fight.
Listen, all I can say,
Bruh.
Adam Sandler doesn't do anything different. Like, all of his movies are exactly the same. At least Will Ferrell's movies are like, they have different stories. Like, they all have like different, like, I don't know how to describe it to you because I
Only
know.
what I will say, like, okay, yeah, well, he recycled the same cast. I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry. I don't know what that.
Listen,
shit,
no,
I don't know what that shit.
Let me
was.
give you the synopsis of every single Adam Sandler movie. Every single Adam Sandler movie is this. Okay, it's always this. Okay, it's a guy that's either
Guys, write in the comments what y'all think. Write in the comments what y'all think.
So it's either this is Adam Sandler synopsis movie. It's a broken down loser guy who ends up getting a really hot girl that likes him. So throughout the whole movie, the girl's actually chasing him. He's not chasing the girl. The girl's always chasing him. And then somewhere in the middle of the climax of the movie, something really, really bad happens between him and the girl. And so then he has to do something to impress her to show that he cares. He does that. And then he goes on to do whatever the major moment in that movie is. And then they both write off happily ever after. That's every single movie Adam Sandler's ever been in. Every single one of them. Every single one of them. Like nothing's changed. Will Ferrell's movies all have an actual plot and an actual storyline. Like they all have like a start to a finish. Every single one of them. There's a reason and a purpose that character is driven and gets to an end. And yes, he's always stupid in every one of his movies. I won't deny that. But it's always a different story. It's never the same story. Adam Sandler's movies, all exactly the same story. 50 First
And yet-
Dates. 50 First Dates and Happy Gilmore, same movie.
I will say
The only
50
difference is he's playing golf instead of chasing a
Whoa.
girl with amnesia.
50 First Dates is one of the ones I never saw all the way through.
50 First Dates like Happy Gilmore.
It's exactly
Those are
the same
two
thing.
Completely different plots.
No. It's this guy who ends up falling in love for this girl. She forgets him every single day for 50 days, and then he realizes, oh, I got to date her for 50 days. So they just go down this whole cycle over and over and over until something happens, bad happens,
Okay.
where she doesn't want to be a
First of
part of
all-
him in his
First
life
of
anymore.
all, that's not even how that is.
Yeah.
Look, explain to me how that's the same as Gilmore.
Yeah. So in Gilmore, there's a girl. She ends up falling in love with him right off the bat. Well, she doesn't love him off the bat. She's like, oh my gosh, this guy can play golf and he also plays hockey. Well, that's weird. So then you got to be on camera, man, because it looks weird. It looks weird. You got to stay on. You got to stay on the camera.
The pop to the trio.
Yeah, yeah.
Not even in the box. Never mind.
Yeah, yeah.
Continue. Why do you continue ending this man's career?
You've ruined. All right. Anyways, gosh, I lost my train of thought. Basically, the girl ends up falling in love with him, just like in 50 First Dates. Dude, it's the same movie. Like it's all the same movie.
my
Like,
God.
like I can sit here and try and
Not.
Yeah.
Somebody
Have
just
you
said you
seen
will not
both
make
of
this
those
shot,
movies
you
in their
jackass.
entirety?
What?
I said, Chrissy.
Have you seen both of those movies completely?
Yes, of
Like,
course.
From beginning to end?
Tony, obviously, they're not exactly 100% the same movie, obviously. But the whole point that I'm trying to make is, no matter where the movie goes with its weird storylines, they always end up the same. Adam Sandler ends up with a hot chick, and they live happily ever after. Every single movie, does he not? Every single movie. Billy Madison,
Why?
what happens? He ends up with a hot chick.
You
Happy
say that
Gilmore
like he
ends up with
can't-
a hot chick.
he- like
50
he
First
doesn't
Dates.
Deserve a happy ending.
Freaking Waterboy. Longest Yard? Doesn't that happen in the Longest Yard also?
No,
The
longest yard. He just
doesn't
ends
get
up
the
happily
girl
in
The
prison.
Longest Yard.
But think about that. He went from doing. He managed to make a football movie of all things.
And it was entertaining. Well, he
Well,
remade it. It
okay.
wasn't like he made it. Like he remade it. So
I mean, still, he
was a
managed to
remake.
do his part. But yeah, I mean,
Alright.
that's been his thing. He takes his same. He's always gonna look out for his boys. They're all gonna get in the same melting pot writers' room, and just same cast, different story. Like when I watched Grown Ups, and then I see his wife in Grown Ups is now the wife for Kevin James in the Fighter movie, whatever it was called. I'm like, okay, so we're just recycling her too now. She's officially in the clique.
listen,
mad at it.
listen. Out of all those people, yes, Adam Sandler has done a lot for the movie industry, but with a big but he has a small niche of friends, and like everything that he's done has always been with like the same 4 people in his life. So like,
Okay.
Him, Kevin James, David Spade, Chris Rock.
yeah, and then throw in
and what
Spader in
about
there.
Rogan does his movies with the same exact people all the time too.
No, not
Sometimes
all the
they're
time.
behind
No,
the- sometimes
it's
they're
different.
behind the scenes,
Yeah,
though.
and that's the other thing too. Seth writes. Like Seth will write and direct and do different things for other movies. Like you're looking at it from like an actor perspective. Like what has Adam Sandler ever done outside of those movies? Like nothing. Like everything that he touches is his property. Like when Seth Rogen goes and does stuff, like it's with different people. Like, did you know that he worked on The Boys? Like, did you know that? Like Seth Rogen actually wrote The Boys, like with other people. Like,
Based off of
Like-
like what I saw with that first episode, I could see his humor sprinkling in that show. I still need to finish it.
Tony, I'm sorry,
Agree.
we have a bad connection on this
Disagree.
end. Just FYI, we have a bad connection. I don't know.
All
if-
right, got you back. Let's just agree that. No worries. Let's just agree to disagree, man.
No,
No, this is
no,
how
no,
we
no,
just-
no, no, no,
this
no,
is
no.
the
You don't
point of
get
me
off.
bringing
No,
up
no,
this-
you don't get off that
This
easy.
is why I bring up
No,
this
no, no.
question every
You don't
week
get
on
off that easy.
Instagram.
No, no,
Because
no.
people
Listen.
choose too easily,
Listen.
and I'm like, no, I want blood. So if
Okay,
you're just
so-
tuning in, the answers are your out of one has to go. All that works if you're just tuning in for some reason this late in the game. Adam Sandler, Jim Carrey, Will Ferrell, Seth Rogen. For me, I gotta go. It's me. I can't get rid of anyone. They all got a film that I like too much.
No, Tafari, no, you can't do that. No, that's not fair.
No,
because
seriously, no.
because listen,
I was just gonna
Adam
ask
Sandler.
You have to pick one.
Listen, as much shit as I'm giving Adam Sandler right now, like I still have to pick him. Like at the end of the day, Adam Sandler's movies are hilarious. Like I think he's one of the greatest, and it's hard to say like it is hard to say like he doesn't deserve to be in that 4 group. But you're saying I have to eliminate one of them? Like that's, you know what I mean? Like you can't do that. You have to do it too. Like you got to pick one, Tafari.
Damn. You got to take one out.
You got to pick one.
Y'all are not gonna like it, but I gotta go Jim Carrey.
Mine,
He said Jim Carrey.
You gotta say yours.
He said Jim Carrey.
And it is not from lack
He
of
said
effort.
Jim Carrey.
No,
It
he
is not
didn't.
from lack of trying.
No. That's the worst out of anyone else that you could have picked in that
It is
scenario.
not because he's a bad. He's
Jim
hilarious.
Carrey?
I've just seen the least of his movies.
Co-host for this show.
Dude, Jim Carrey. He said Jim Carrey, bro.
I didn't
Absolutely
I was
not.
too young for In Living Color. I missed that whole
Holy
come
crap.
up. I missed his stand up. It's not that he's a bad actor. I just seen the least of his works. When you tell me Jim Carrey,
oh my
I'm just gonna throw
gosh.
Bruce
Dude.
Almighty.
Like if there's like a Mount
Dude.
Rushmore of comedians, like he's definitely on that Mount Rushmore.
Carrie's on there.
Yeah.
Oh, I believe so. It's just
Dude,
out of
you
those
realize,
4 people.
Safari,
Out of those 4 people, I've seen the least of Jim Carrey's
Right.
movies, so that is the only way I
No.
can fairly eliminate
No,
him.
no, no,
Adam
no,
Sandler,
no,
I grew
no.
up on.
T.
Please tell me
You
someone's commenting right
realize
now because
Jim Carrey has probably made more money than the other buying.
Oh, that's
that's
fact.
how
That's all
funny
facts. I believe that.
talented he is.
I have the least personal connections with his.
How can you even think of picking Carrie?
yeah, that's my thing.
I've seen the.
You even sat there and said,
This
"No,
is-
I can't pick Carrey because of Bruce Almighty." Like,
and that's all I've got. Like out of
and
all
that's
the
not
movies,
even like his best movie.
That's like the best one I grew up with. Remember, there's an age gap.
Dude, there's Dumb and Dumber. Oh my gosh.
Dumb and Dumber was
All-
okay to me.
all of Dumb
It
and
didn't
Dumber.
appeal to me as much as Bruce
What?
Almighty did.
Liar,
It's
liar.
not a bad movie. It is
Oh
not a
my
bad
God.
movie. But Dumb and Dumber did not hit me
my
like it did everyone
God.
else.
The Mask.
Dumb and Dumber
The Mask
so
was good.
damn funny.
The
How
Mask
can
was
you say that?
amazing.
Wait, okay, so name me one Will Ferrell movie that's better than any Jim Carrey movie.
I'm not saying they're better. I'm just saying I've seen more of each of those 3.
Wait, name one movie that.
He's saying name a Will Ferrell movie
Name-
that is better than a Jim Carrey movie. I don't think Jim Carrey is the worst actor. I just have the least personal connections with his catalog.
Anchorman over. Oh, that's tough. Anchorman over the Mask.
Yeah, exactly.
Anchorman over the Mask.
I still need to see the first Anchorman, but the second one had me rolling.
Yeah, the first one, not
I
the
went
second
in
one.
blind, but the second one had me dying.
Wait,
Actually,
Cam,
I'll
you
take
said
any Will Ferrell
Anchorman
movie over the
what?
Mask. What?
Anchorman over what?
Over the Mask.
Oh, the Mask.
Over the Mask.
Okay, that's not bad.
Actually,
That's
I'll do
good.
this one. I'll say the other guys. I'll say the other guys over Bruce Almighty.
That's fair. Like Bruce Almighty was funny to me as a kid, and it's funny to me as an adult. But that's a DVD like I grew up with.
Nah,
Caught it every time it was on
Nah,
HBO.
Bruce Almighty was funnier.
No, it
Bruce Almighty
wasn't.
was
You're
definitely
crazy. You're
And then
absolutely
only other
crazy.
one, like,
You're only
Jim-
saying that because you don't like Will Ferrell. That's the only reason you're saying that.
And y'all gonna what is the
I don't
name
like
of the
Will
not
Ferrell,
Monkey Bone? But
plus
what is
the movie's
the
funnier than because also Jim Carrey made that movie by himself. Will Ferrell didn't have Mark Wahlberg or The Rock or
All right,
Samuel
fine,
Jackson.
whatever.
The
Pick,
last two who died.
dude,
was
fine. That's fine. No,
The Rock
fine.
was gone in like the first 15
You can't
minutes.
say that because Bruce Almighty had Jennifer Aniston. It had Morgan Freeman.
That's part of why I
Morgan
like,
Freeman.
That is part of why I like the movie. Morgan Freeman.
Yeah,
is
Morgan
probably the
Freeman
only
is
person
God,
qualified to play
literally
God.
in that movie. Okay, so no, you can't.
And then
You can't pull
Jim
that.
Carrey becomes God, and he's the main protagonist, and the Joker. He does the most jokes in the entire movie. See, Tafari, I knew when you were gonna ask this question, shit was gonna get lit, man. I knew it when you.
I was
asked
hoping
it,
for more
bro.
dialogue in the comments, but I like what we have going on right now. Yeah, somebody said the other guys is
What?
amazing.
What are the people saying? I want to know.
Other guys is amazing. I agree.
Yeah,
Adam
so
Sandler.
Christy chimes in. He says, "I agree, Adam Sandler." So he's saying that Adam Sandler should be one of the 4 that doesn't exist.
said the interview is
Wait,
probably one
hold
of the
up.
greatest
Our
movies
Chrissy,
out
the
there.
one we
Oh, and
all
Sausage
know?
Party.
Sausage Party was really good.
Sausage Party to me was okay for like the first 45 minutes.
It was
but
such a weird movie.
Exactly. Once you got past like it's like Disney Pixar animation, but they're swearing. After that, you're like, all right, why am I here?
Dude, it got really weird with what was the Native American? Was it the ham?
I think so.
What was the Native American? I can't remember.
I'm blanking on.
I can't remember what
so
food
much
was
right
the
now.
Native American, but it was weird.
What was the movie where Jim Carrey was the pet detective? That's what I've been.
Ace Ventura, man. Ace Ventura is
Well,
an absolute classic.
Yeah, that was like the only other one I had on tape, and it was funny to me. That The Mask and Bruce Almighty is all I got, and that's not. And it's just his catalog came out way before my time. Like all the classics.
So you never saw Liar Liar or Dumb and Dumber?
I saw Dumb and Dumber in like second grade. I saw half a Liar Liar on like HBO Family one time.
Nah, bro. You watch both of those movies completely, you'll be laughing your ass off.
Yeah, you got to see Liar Liar all the way through. Dumb and Dumber is just so good. You got to watch Dumb and Dumber with people. Like, it's not one of those movies you can just watch by yourself.
We were at like a sleepover in like elementary school, and everybody was like, ha. I'm just like, maybe I'm just not following.
Maybe you just don't have humor in your body.
I
mean, Jack and Daxter 2, it also came out, and that was in the next room, so I was busy on that.
You can only watch the first Dumb and Dumber. Don't watch the prequel, the sequels,
they all suck.
Only watch the first one.
I will say, as far as what they said, the interview, that is probably the first movie I've seen in my lifetime that has pissed off like whole countries and like nations leaders and what.
Well, I mean, it was meant to.
I've never seen that.
It is hilarious,
dude. It was pretty funny.
It was one of those. It was like one of the first films that's like, hey, we're not gonna do this in theaters. We're gonna go straight to Netflix because Kim Jong-un is all pissed off and like angry at people.
Just envision James Franco becoming best friends with Kim Jong-un. Like, that's the whole movie.
So
it's like just James Franco becoming best friends with Kim Jong-un.
It's like amazing. A 5'5" white Dennis Rodman. Because, you know, that guy's over there all the time.
There's one scene where he's naked and he's so fat and he's just like, dude, like, I don't want to see that right now.
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out how he got an early copy of it. And it was like, yeah, if you show this, there will be consequences. And I'm like, North Korea's been...
Well, they probably read the synopsis or something. Or someone told him. I don't know if he actually watched it.
So did the interview never get released in theaters because of all that crap with
like basically there was a controversy. Kim Jong-un was making a bunch of
threats,
idle threats, and they were like, you know what, Netflix, and that was like, to me that was like the first major, hey, no more theater, we'll just release it on Netflix, and now Disney's doing it with like some of their remakes.
I don't think you can actually buy it though. Like, maybe you can get it on eBay or something, but I don't think it's actually distributed.
That's actually a valid point.
Because I don't think it's on Netflix anymore either.
Probably can rent it.
I don't think so either.
Dude, that was a good movie.
Yeah,
I can't believe you get rid of Will Ferrell, dude. You're so un-American.
Yeah, you know how many children are crying because
are you serious right now? I'm so lost right now.
That you got rid of Buddy the Elf.
I can't believe you don't like Buddy the Elf. Like, that's even bigger issue.
It's literally... this is my thing, right? I'm cool with stupid behavior or people being stupid.
You just don't like
in movies.
Christmas.
That can be funny. Will Ferrell goes too far stupid for me.
Wow.
Like, he goes
Adam Sandler
out of his
doesn't?
way to be really stupid. Nah, Sandler, I find all his...
I will say, like, Step Brothers
funny.
is, like, my level of humor that I can tolerate. The movie with him and Kevin Hart are supposed to be, like, going to prison.
Oh, Get Hard?
Yeah, the scene
that
in the
was,
bathroom.
That one was bad.
That was too much for me.
That one was bad. That was a bad one.
Okay, somebody said, yes, all these people have done stand-up. Jim Carrey, Adam Sandler, Seth Rogen, Will Ferrell. I think they've all done stand-up. There's
I don't know if
there's a video out there, and I found it because of an interview he did. There's like a 14-year-old Seth Rogen doing stand-up, and he sounds legit like he sounds how you would, no, he sounds exactly how you think he would sound as a teenager, laugh and all. And he's like, yeah, there's a video of me doing stand-up at like 14. I hate it, and it keeps going viral every couple months, and people keep sending it to me. I wish it would go away.
Hey, fun fact.
I
don't know if you guys knew this.
Go for it.
Seth Rogen's wife or girlfriend is from Lakeland, Florida.
Hey.
And so she always goes back. Lakeland has this thing where they do this like strawberry festival. He goes to Lakeland every single year for the strawberry festival for his wife.
So if you ever want to go pitch a script.
Yeah, he's in Lakeland.
I found out when I was touring Stetson in high school. That's where they shot The Waterboy.
Where?
Apparently, they shot The Waterboy at Stetson University.
Oh.
Because like the lady was giving the tour, she's like, "You see the fountain in the back? That's where the fountain scene from The Waterboy. Yeah, they shot that here." And I'm like, "Oh, that's cool.
Oh.
Can you stop raping me
Oh,
on the
wow.
$60,000 tuition? I'm an in-state student."
Wow.
Okay,
You got one,
I
Tony?
want to suggest something real quick though.
Go for it.
Tafari, Jim Carrey, Will Ferrell, Adam Sandler, and Seth Rogen. Okay,
Yep.
let's just say Will Ferrell is not an option. You know who I want to put in that spot instead of Will Ferrell? Not like eliminating him, just put in that spot.
Go for it.
And then ask this question: replace Will Ferrell with Kevin Hart. Your new four are Jim Carrey, Seth Rogen, Adam Sandler, and Kevin Hart.
Adam
Kevin.
Sandler.
Still Sandler for Arab.
Kevin. Sorry.
You get rid of Kevin?
What?
Really?
I love Kevin in movies
What?
more than I love him in stand-up, but some of the stuff some of the stuff Kevin is in lately is just like
Yeah, it's stupid, but
like
he's kind of paved a way for future.
he has, but it's just like
if I had to pick out of those top four, I would get rid of Sandler too, though. And that's how far I would get rid of Sandler. Only because Kevin Hart, I love his stand-up. The only movies I've ever liked from him were Jumanji and a little bit of Central Intelligence and Night School. Everything else was pretty much.
You like Night
and
School?
Soul Plane.
I would say out of all of those, I like Night School the most because they were
Really?
they were not as obnoxious as I thought they were gonna be. Because you know,
What?
like
What
I
is
thought it was gonna be
happening?
Tiffany Haddish in Girls Trip as Tiffany Haddish as a teacher,
What
and
is
she was
happening?
actually like pretty calm and collective. Now this new movie Tiffany's in, where she's like a mob boss, I'm like, all right, come knock it off. She might pull it off. I don't know, but I'm not gonna go see it. The Kitchen or whatever the hell it's called. I'll read the reviews, but I'm not gonna.
The Kitchen, yeah.
Are y'all crazy? Night School? Night School was awful.
Night School.
It was so bad.
She did a better job. They both did a better job in Night School than I thought they would. But
What?
and this isn't like a jab at his personal life. This is just a time frame. Kevin Hart with his first wife was like prime time Kevin to me. His stand-up was funnier when he was on that come up because he was still with her, and I think she was helping write some of his stuff. Everything when he was like, everything after, all right, it just wasn't doing it for me.
All right. That's fair. Night School?
All I know is that
What?
the
No,
best
it's not
Kevin
bad.
Hart.
That's
in
terrible.
movies
Like, I
was
remember Kevin
Listen.
being in Scary Movie and all those parody films before he started getting the serious role. Like, I want to see the movie with him and Bryan Cranston where he has to.
Yeah.
I want to see that because
That looks good. And it's also going to be sad, I'm sure.
Oh, definitely.
Dude, like, listen, I love movies, guys. Like, I really do love movies. And I will sit through
Hence the
I will
show.
sit through a bad movie. I will sit and finish it and appreciate whatever it might have in it. Dude, Night School was so bad. I couldn't finish it. It was so bad I couldn't finish it, bro. It was so bad.
Not that terrible.
It was so bad.
I'll definitely say Night School. Even though I found it a little bit funny, it was the worst movie Kevin Hart's done.
Okay, well,
I'll
what do you
say
think
that.
is worse, Night School or Good Boys?
Night School.
That's fair.
I would say that, and I
Yeah,
haven't even
I'll
seen
take
Good
that.
Boys yet.
I laughed more in Good Boys than I did in Night School. But Good Boys is just because I knew what they were going for, and I found it humorous. But Night School, yeah, no, definitely. Boys ain't that great neither to me, but it is what
Okay,
it is.
the
Night School was worse.
funniest part to me is when they went to the frat house and they managed to work a fight scene into a kids movie.
Why? I just want to know why that one guy that got shot twice. Why did he keep getting shot in the nuts? Both times he was shot. Both
To
times
symbolize
in the
how much
nuts.
of a dog that was such like a teenage relationship. Oh, you want to go ahead with your friends? I guess it don't matter. We're done, man. I was like, this is such some high school shit. Like, this is what you'll see with that couple who's always hugged up and then argues for nothing. And then he turns out to be a college. Okay, funniest
I know,
part to
we're
me
done.
is when they start shooting everyone by accident with a paintball gun. He shoots the one dude in the nuts, and the other dude, what happened? Bang. The other people come out. What's going on? Bang. The other frat boy,
Bang.
guys, she dropped the charges. Bang, right in the face.
Yeah, man. Oh man. Well, okay. Well, let's get final score. Where do you give it?
I think it's fair to give it like a 7.
Oh, you give it a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I feel like
Wow,
that's
that's
fair. I feel like an
merciful in
8 is
my
too
opinion.
generous. I feel like a 6 is too low. They get a passing grade from me.
That's merciful. I give it a 6 out of 10. This is exactly where it belongs. It's not great. It's not hilarious, but it's funny, but not the best ever.
Honestly, I would say if you're
Uh,
having a bad day or a rough day like I was or a
I
rough week,
I this movie it'll cheer you up. Yeah, I agree. But this movie definitely made a lot of money off of the names who were behind it, like Super Bad Neighbors and Sausage Party. I
I,
definitely know that.
honestly, I wish they would connect the universes and make Cop Seth Rogen a character in this film. That would have been a great addition.
That would have been cool. Who knows, man? Another movie comes out, or these kids grow up, they'll be super bad too. Rogan's back, and then so are the original three with super bad. Who knows?
Also, the
Um,
whole time skip part, which was I'm like, this is such a middle school movie because I had friends who did this. When he finally gets the girl, and you see they're like dating, and then like a week later she breaks up with him, and her best friend dates him, and then a week later she breaks up with him too, and then
Yeah.
his third girlfriend leaves him for
I
another
know,
little
bro.
girl, which was kind of weird.
That
And then
happened.
he's on like a fourth girlfriend, and then they do the time skip. Hey, haven't talked to you guys in a while. I know, man. 30 whole days. I'm like, it's been a month. And he went through four. He went through 4 relationships in a month after spending the whole movie chasing this one chick. Just like in Superbad, how they were both chasing Jules and Becca.
Hey, man, dude's a playboy, bro. What can you say?
He was
Well, we
okay. He
gotta
wasn't
wrap
a playboy.
this
He was
up.
legit.
So,
Boo-hoo crying at the skate park every
okay,
time he saw his ex.
he's 12 years old, man. What you expect? Anyway, we're right. We gotta wrap this up.
Hold on a
I'll
second, real
give it a
quick.
six
Are
out
we
of
on a
ten.
time limit?
Safari gives it a.
Yeah, I mean, you got to end at 10.
Oh,
But
go ahead.
hold on 1 second. Someone just chimed in. Christy. What's up, Christy? Thanks for chiming in. He said, if all 4 were superheroes, what would be their names? So I guess he's referring to Jim Carrey.
I feel like
Seth
Adam
Rogen,
Sandler has
Will
a
Smith,
superhero movie in his
and Adam
pocket
Sandler.
somewhere. We're just waiting to see.
Oh
it.
yeah, no. Okay, so Seth Rogen is automatically Captain Canada.
Captain what?
Canada. I keep forgetting he's Canadian.
So Seth Rogen, Captain Canada,
Adam Sandler. What?
Adam Sandler. Isn't Adam Sandler Canadian too?
I'm
That's
not,
where all
I'm
the
not
funny
sure,
people
but I know Jim Carrey and Seth Rogen are Canadian. So Seth Rogen, Captain Canada. For amps comedy, I'll say that that Adam Sandler is Mr. Repeat because apparently he
works.
repeats his shit all the time. Okay, so Sandler, Mr. Repeat, Seth Rogen, Captain Canada. Ooh, Jim Carrey and Will Ferrell. Ooh.
Whatever it is, Jim Carrey's the leader. I can tell you that much.
Jim Carrey is the what's the Doctor Supreme because he's supreme above the rest of them in terms of comedy.
And then what do we
And
make Will
then
Ferrell?
Will Ferrell, I don't know. Amp, you come up with a name for Will Ferrell. I don't like him enough to think of a name for him.
I'm
wow.
blanking on all 4. I hate myself right now.
Will Ferrell. That's a good one. Will Ferrell. You can call him. I don't know. Call him Mr. Cuckoo. Because he's crazy. He's crazy in all his films. He's always crazy. He's always doing crazy stuff.
He deserves a simple ass name.
Mr. Cuckoo. Yeah.
Okay, so we got Will Ferrell as Mr.
Actually,
Cuckoo,
for
Jim Carrey as Doctor Supreme. Ooh.
so Adam Sandler's Jewish.
ahead.
You could play off that too.
Oh,
No! You know what everyone calls him is Egghead. You can call him Dr. Egghead.
Hey,
So everyone makes fun of his head being an
Doctor-
egg.
Okay.
not egg.
The egghead, yeah.
Jim
Okay,
Carrey.
so we got Will Ferrell. So we got Will Ferrell as Mr. Cuckoo, Jim Carrey as Dr. Supreme, Adam Sandler as the Egghead or Dr. Egghead, and Seth Rogen as Captain Canada.
There you go. The Boys, season 2. Film it.
Yeah. I'll
No,
take
don't
that.
film that. Please don't film that. That sounds awful.
Okay, you know it was like a great superhero movie was like one of the greatest parody films ever with Drake Bell playing what was it? He did like it was like one of those ones like Epic Movie and all those other dumb films that came out, and it was like highly underrated, but it was like the best produced one.
I've never seen it.
If you get a chance, because it came on HBO like once,
Yeah,
and I
right.
finally caught it. It was hilarious.
Never saw it, man.
Do we want to? We have 10 minutes. Do we want to
have 10
complain
minutes.
about Spider-Man?
No. No, there's not enough time. We need to save that for the nerdy rundown.
That is also very true.
I will say this. Actually, no, you guys can talk about it if you want. Do you have any feelings, Tony, about you have any feelings about Tom Holland being fired?
He got fired? I thought it was just Sony and Marvel bitching at each other for copyrights, but not he got fired?
Well, I mean, he got fired from MCU because he can't work there anymore.
He's basically not allowed to go on that side of the street anymore. Tom Holland has been limited to playing in the yard.
Are you kidding me? I didn't know that.
Wait, you didn't hear about this?
I thought it was just a fight between. No, I thought it was just a bickering between Marvel and Sony. I didn't know Tom Holland got fired or anything.
Well, no, it's not like that. I'm just wording it bad.
He's out of the MCU.
He's out of the MCU for now. Did you hear this, though? They're talking again.
Are they?
And not only are they talking, they're talking about bringing in Venom. Like, MCU wants Venom now.
That's my thing. If you
So-
I was like, if they take him out of the MCU, the way they ended Far From Home lets that happen. But the only thing they could do to successfully make another movie without taking the whole MCU would be Venom in a Spider-Verse. Bring in Miles, bring in Toby, bring in Andrew.
They're coming off the best Spider-Man, the most successful Spider-Man movie since Tobey Maguire's first Spider-Man, and now they want to have this bickering battle. Are you serious?
Okay, I mean,
man?
it's
Nah,
asinine to think
they're
that
gonna
Disney was
hash
getting
this out.
5%, and then they jumped and were like, you know what, 50.
I mean,
Had you said like 15, 25, I get it.
Nah, man.
like, let's be honest, though. Like, let's be honest.
They're gonna.
What were you going to say?
No, they're gonna patch this up. That whole franchise is way too valuable to both Sony and MCU for them not to patch it back up.
Yeah,
with
that's
that.
what I was going to say, too. They're going to work this out. Like, it's going to get fixed because, I mean, Tom Holland's too good of a Spider-Man to just let sit on the sidelines. And obviously, Sony wants Spider-Man movies. And it helps Sony. It benefits them to have Spider-Man in the MCU. And then, like, for MCU, obviously, they need Spider-Man. Like, he's a part of their story. So, I mean, a deal's going to get made.
That's what I'm saying.
And a lot of people are blaming Disney and MCU for being too greedy, but let's look at what they're doing. Like, they literally write the entire story arc of Spider-Man. Like, that's not easy. Like, that's not something that you just do. Like, they've literally written the whole story arc of Tom Holland. What has Sony done? Nothing. Like, the only reason Sony is involved in
Given weekend
this,
visits, like,
yeah, the only
this is a fight, a 50%. This is literally a divorce. Like, they're fighting for 50% in rights of a child.
that's the issue. Like, Sony literally only owns the rights to Spider-Man. Like, that's all they own claim to when it comes to Spider-Man. Like, they haven't helped in any way whatsoever. Like, they haven't done anything. They literally are just sitting on him because he makes a lot of money. Like, I guarantee you, if a deal doesn't get made, I will never watch another Spider-Man movie because I hate Sony. Like, Sony sucks. Like, they have ruined everything that they have ever touched when it comes to Marvel. Like, they suck.
So you did or did not like Venom?
I hated Venom.
What about
The
Spider-Verse?
MCU has.
Spider-Verse was awesome because it was animated.
Wait,
You
what
can't
did
really
you
mess
hate
up
now?
animation. What? What?
What'd you
I
say
hated
you hate?
Venom. Like, Venom was an awful movie. Like, how do you create a
And it was all Sony.
like exactly like how do you create like don't even get me started on the terrible CGI, but how do you create a suit for Venom and like like comic book movies aren't just like this thing where you can just like, I'm gonna take this character and then just rewrite everything about him. Like that's like taking a book like 50 Shades of Grey. Like if you took 50 Shades of Grey and you were like, let's make him gay, like you can't do that.
So
like,
take a property and abandon the source material.
Yeah,
the
like, you
movie
can't
is
do
called,
that.
The movie that did that is called Dragon Ball Evolution and The Last Airbender.
exactly, and look how bad those did.
Oh my god!
Like look how bad those did.
And the
like,
director of Dragon Ball Evolution set came out. Actually, no. Funimation and all the Japanese companies said, yeah, we all we had to pay was like $50,000 to oversee it,
Man.
and we just decided no, and we regret that to this day.
Like that's what I hate about Sony, man. Like, listen, I get it. You make a shit ton of money from MCU doing all the legwork. Like, I get it, and you want to keep doing that. Like, who wouldn't want to do that? But also at the same time, like, you got to understand, like, if you're making someone do work for you, like we know in American history, and you don't compensate them for that, they will uprise and they will complain and they will say, no, this is not right.
Down with the establishment.
Thank you. Like that's what's going on right now. And I'm reading the comments online, like people like shitting on MCU and they're saying, oh, I don't even like MCU movies and I don't like what, they're just trying to be bullies and Monopoly.
Though, from 5 to like 50 though?
Dude,
well, that's
think about it.
That's
like,
movie rights plus merchandising plus toys and all that.
Right,
and all of that. That's
right. And
that's not even including all the other.
Right, and you got to think what Disney was making 5% and like toy merchandise. That was it. Like they didn't make anything else off those movies. They literally did those movies for free. Like, and when I say those movies, we're talking about the 2 Spider-Man movies and all the cameos he did in all of the Marvel universe.
All the cartoon shows, all of that
Well,
stuff.
the cartoon shows, that's all something else. Well, I'm
Is it?
literally just talking about Tom Holland.
Is it? Okay. 'Cause I know,
Like, this is all just Tom Holland because the MCU is only...
Listen, man, it sounds to me like Sony forgot the hand that's feeding them.
Sony's stupid, man. Like
That's what it sounds like, man. MCU, the MCU has completely changed the way Spider-Man is looked at now, all because they know that this is the third go around for this character. Because
that's the other thing, dude. Thank you, Tony.
They did Garfield's.
Right. What did Sony do with the other 2?
This is why the MCU.
They didn't even finish the trilogy. They didn't even finish the trilogy of Andrew Garfield because it was so bad. Like that was Sony literally trying their hardest.
This is why the MCU took initiative with Tom Holland's Spider-Man, and they didn't even introduce him in his own Spider-Man movie. They brought him into the middle of the MCU in Captain America: Civil War, just to start him off.
That's how good they are at what they do.
The best movie with the Avengers besides Endgame.
Like he like our first introduction to Spider-Man is like him flipping through the air, grabbing a shield from Captain America, and saying, "Hey guys," like.
Oh yeah, me and my friends were in the dorm raving, and then we were like,
right.
And then we looked at his Instagram of him like doing parkour, and like, okay, this kid, I don't know who this kid is, but he's clearly a kid, and even just the hey everyone, you're like, okay, so this is a kid. This isn't a grown ass Peter Parker. This is a kid being thrown into the middle of this argument, and it's just like I'm getting to be around superheroes.
And let's look at Sony's history. People keep saying like Tobey Maguire was the best Spider-Man. No, he wasn't. Like he had a really good first movie. Like that was a good first movie.
I think he did a good job as Peter Parker.
Everyone hated the third movie because of Venom and how that worked out. And then like no one even remembers the second movie. Like no one talks about it. But he's the best Spider-Man out of all of them. But then we fast forward to Andrew Garfield, who didn't even finish his trilogy. Like he was signed on to do a trilogy, and they didn't even like it was total shit. And then all of a sudden, you have this young kid out of nowhere, left field, who's probably donned the closest to the comics, and they didn't even do an origin story. By the way, can we just let me remind you on that? They didn't even do an origin story with Tom Holland. That's how good the MCU is at this. To clarify, Tom Holland and Andrew Garfield both got an origin story. Or not Tom Holland, sorry. Tobey Maguire
yeah.
and Andrew Garfield both got origin stories. Tom Holland never got one. How did we find this out? He's literally walking down the street with his hands full. His buddy's like, dude, so what happened? Oh, some spider bit me. And then he looks across the street at the chaos that he created. Like, that's how you got that origin story. They didn't spend an entire full-length movie to explain his origin. That's how good the MCU is at this. Like, I cannot stand the people who are like all supporting Sony, and they're like,
Yeah, the fact that like the news broke and then Tom Holland unfollowed Sony,
Yes.
all their accounts like that day.
like anyone who supports Sony in this situation.
I knew that.
Anyone who supports Sony in this situation is a complete idiot. Like, they have no idea what they're talking about. Like, there's just no words to describe how terrible those movies are. Like, they didn't create any good ones. And take Fantastic Four. They control the rights of Fantastic Four. Have we ever had a good Fantastic Four movie? No. Never. Like, they don't, like Tafari was saying, they don't look at the source material.
No.
They don't try to do anything that like gives you a genuine compassionate feeling to the characters. Like, it sucks. They're terrible at making these movies. And I'm 100% behind MCU. I think they should get more. You know, obviously Sony's not going to budge on the 50%. Yeah, maybe it's a little high, but simultaneously you got to understand this is the MCU. Like no offense, but they're like the All-Stars compared to AAA basketball. Like, that's what we're dealing with here.
Yeah,
Like-
I caught
like-
the ending of that
like-
last Fantastic Four. What was that shit?
Like, let's be honest, dude. Like, Sony is only relevant right now because MCU controls their fate when it comes to Spider-Man. Because they know, like, if they go off and do their own thing with Spider-Man, a.k.a. Tom Holland, who, by the way, is probably not going to be Spider-Man for them anymore. So that means that they have to wait another 3 or 4 years to find a new one.
No, apparently he's still in contract. Like,
Yeah, I know he's under contract, but I'm saying...
Tom is literally being dragged. And it's like, hey,
I know.
you got to do this shit. Like,
And that's what I'm saying. Like,
But so is
like
Garfield.
they're not going to be able to use the MCU background, by the
they
way.
literally got to take Tom Holland
Like,
and put him
they're
in a
going to
whole
have
new
to...
setting.
Like, it's going to be a whole new Spider-Man. It's not going to be the Tom Holland that we know. Like, they can't... Like, because MCU is going to be like, well, now you're copyright infringing, because if you take our storyline, if you take like this whole like 5-year disappearance, you take like all of his interactions with Iron Man, Captain America, anyone else, like, we're gonna sue you because, you know, that's our stuff, so you can't use our storylines. So like, they're literally gonna have to take Tom Holland, start over, which by now Tom Holland's already like 24, 25, so like, he's too old to be the young Spider-Man that you wanted. And what are you gonna do, throw him in a battle with Tom Hardy? Like, for
Honestly,
what?
That, like, the way they ended it, that could be the best way they could write it. Hey, I had to leave They'd have to be very vague. I had to leave where I was from. Why? Reasons. And then
Like,
just...
it's just so stupid.
I'm hanging
man.
out with Venom now.
And then maybe they can play it off like, oh, we're creating a Spider-Verse, so like, you know,
That is the only way they can
that's the
save
only
their...
way they can save Tom Holland. You know, oh, I'm a different Spider-Man from a different whatever. I don't care. Like, it doesn't, like, I'm boycotting it. Like, I'm never gonna watch another Spider-Man movie from Sony, like, ever. Like, I'm boycotting it, and I know a lot of people who are gonna feel the same way about me. And when this happens, Sony's gonna realize, crap, maybe we should work with MCU. But I think right now, it just sucks. Like, it's a stupid situation, and yeah, Disney might be cutting some throats with that 50%, but also they're not really, because, I mean, Spider-Man makes over, what, $10 billion? Like,
Yeah.
alone? Like, so you're asking for $5 billion out of a $10 billion, like, what? Like, it's just so fucking stupid. Like, I'm so mad about this, as you can clearly tell, and I hate Sony, man. I truly hate Sony. Like, stick to making speakers and TVs. You know
This
what I
is
mean?
True.
Like,
So much product placement in their movies too.
yes. They hoe themselves. They literally whore themselves.
I just want Amp to tell me how he really feels about this.
So
this whole
stupid, man.
We have
situation.
nerdy rundown for this. We'll get a new episode recorded.
See, that's why I wanted to talk about running around now, because
Oh
I
no,
knew
we can go way more
Yeah,
in depth because
yeah.
we have things to look up. But
There's so
hey,
much
we
other
have to go
things.
like prep for hurricanes and ish. And if you don't see us next week, it'll probably be the following week. We'll do It Chapter 2. Everybody want to do your sign offs?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Just like Tafari said, this coming Tuesday, the 3rd, we got adult stuff to do, and there's a ugly person or ugly thing named Dorian that might come our way. It might disturb our peace and quiet. So definitely not this Tuesday, September 3rd, but the following Tuesday, which I'm going to assume is the 10th, we're going to cover It Chapter 2. We already read a bunch of reviews on it. I heard Bill Hader kills it. Not it, but like it's great in the movie. But y'all just have to tune in 2 weeks from now to check it out. I'm your man Troy. This is my boy Tafari. Amp with the venting rage mode on Spider-Man, but we love him anyway for it. Tune in on September 10th, guys. Thank you so much. Have a good one.
See you guys.